What is going on, YouTube? It's your boy Maroon Goon here, back again with another video. And in today's video, we're going to be attempting to paint match this two-piece front lip that I got off eBay for the Accord. We're going to attempt to paint match it to the specific Honda paint color code. For materials you need to prep this, you're going to need some 320 grit sandpaper and 600 grit sandpaper. I see some people just use a 600, but I'm just going to try and use both and record my progress with it. Some rubbing alcohol to clean the parts, the specific paint, if the camera can focus. Hold on. Come on, bro. Whatever. Some primer. Bro, what is going on? Some primer, clear coat. Here we go. There it is. R530P base coat, basket red. That's the color for the Accord. Some primer, a clear coat, a microfiber towel to use with the alcohol to clean up the parts, and some gloves, because you don't want the oil from your fingers getting onto the lips before you paint them, because it'll mess up the primer and it won't stick correctly. So you want to wear some gloves. So for the primer, the clear coat, and the base coat, I actually got these off Amazon. I could put the link in the description for you guys. Spectral Paints. I believe they're also on eBay. I believe you just type in your color and they have options for what car, model, whatever. So I got these three off of Amazon. This at CVS. I got the sandpaper, this one from Home Depot, and then 600 grit from Walmart. Home Depot doesn't carry that much of fine grit, but that's whatever. But yeah, that's where I got my materials from. The paint was about $60 on Amazon. I don't know how much this bottle of alcohol was because I've had it for a minute. The 600 grit was $4 at Walmart, and 320 was $6 at Home Depot. So that's way cheaper than $100. And then gloves I had in my basement, and the towel I had in my basement, so I didn't have to pay for those. So yeah, let's just get right into it. I'm gonna start with the 320 grit sandpaper, and probably gonna do a time lapse. I don't have any paint or bodywork experience before this, just so you guys know I'm a beginner. This is like my first time ever prepping something for paint and painting it on my own and whatnot. So yeah. Oh, and if I had to guess, this bottle of alcohol is probably like $5 to $10 at CVS, probably like $7, $8. So regardless, way cheaper than $100 for this. $60 for the paint. Let's say that's $10. That's $70, and less than $10 for those two. Actually, no, $10 for that. So that's $80. So way cheaper. And that's not way cheaper, but $20 is $20. But yeah, let's get right into it. So I'm gonna put on some gloves and clean up the lips with some rubbing alcohol and the microfiber towel, because you don't want to get any of the material that's on it already, like the oils and stuff. You don't want to sand it into the lips. So now that both pieces are nice and clean, I'm gonna hit it with the 320 grit sandpaper. Once the alcohol dries up, I'm gonna keep the gloves on so I don't get any oil from my fingertips and my skin getting onto the material and messing up the paint. So I'm gonna hit it with this 320 grit, and I'll be right back. What's going on, guys? It's been a few days since I touched these things. Been busy and stuff, but I'm about to finish sanding it down. I got a few spots to hit on here. A few more spots to hit. I don't know why it's not focusing, as always. But a few more spots to hit. Then I'll hit it with the first shot of primer. So I'm gonna do some touch-ups, and I'll get back to you guys when I'm ready to shoot some primer down on these things. So I finished sanding it down with the 320 grit sandpaper, and then I hit it with the 600 to make sure it was just smooth and everything. I wiped it down with the dry paper towel, and why does this never focus? And since the sun's not out anymore, I'm just gonna wait till tomorrow and paint it tomorrow. We'll shoot it with primer tomorrow, or whenever I got time, maybe after work. But yeah, the next step will be me shooting it with some primer. All right, so these things are pretty much ready for some primer. I'm gonna wipe it down once more with some alcohol, and then let it dry, and then wipe it with a dry paper towel just to remove anything else after. And yeah, so right while I was wiping down this with a dry paper towel to get anything off, I noticed these dark spots, as you guys can see. This is why you should wear gloves. Look, those are my fingerprints. And if I was to spray that with primer, it would not stick. So now I'm gonna have to wipe it again with alcohol. get these spots off. See right there. So yeah, BRB. All right, now they're just drying. I'm waiting for the alcohol to dry up. All the dark spots are gone. No more fingerprints, no more oil on them. They're ready to go. Just waiting for the alcohol to dry. Quick wipe down with a dry paper towel. We should be starting with some primer. So the way I'm painting this is probably like a horrible idea, but anyways, this is after one iffy coat of primer. I might do just one more and sand it down really quick with 600 grit just to make it smooth and stuff. Because like here, look how close I got. You can see it's running, so get rid of some of that run. Might do one more coat and then yeah, I definitely got a little too close right here as well. So yeah, probably gonna sand it with some 600 grit and then do it all over again. Now I'm probably gonna hit it with a second coat and then 600 grit and then do it, repeat the process. Also, instead of trying to prime both of them at the same time, I'm just gonna leave one up here and then give it a second coat, let it dry, move it, and then paint the other one because this is too much of a hassle. I'm trying to think of what I could do better already, and I think it would be easier if I do one at a time instead of both at the same time. So I'm gonna try that for the second coat. All right, so now I'm gonna let this one dry for about 5 to 10 minutes before I move on to the next piece that is over there to the left. Once this dries, I'm gonna move it over by holding the underside so I don't have to wipe it again with alcohol to clean it. I'm gonna use the underside to pick it up and switch spots, hit the other side of the lip with the second coat of primer, and then I'll probably sand both of them down with 600 grit just to make sure they're all good. Probably do another few coats of primer, another one or two, and then start with the base coat, but we gotta get this done first, so let's get it. All right, so I switched them. I'm gonna give this one its second coat of primer really quick, so I can hit them with some 600 grit. I'm gonna try and get at least one or two coats of the base coat tonight before the sun goes down. It's only like 6:45, sun goes down around 8:30, so I got some time, but I'm gonna try and get this done today. All right, so the second coat of primer is done on this. Just gotta wait for it to dry. I'm gonna put some gloves on, then hit both sides with 600 grit to get rid of the, what do you call it? Like the drippiness of, I got too close, so you know, it creates that drip effect. So I'm gonna sand that down and then probably give each side one more coat of primer so we could keep this thing going and it could be smooth for the base coat. All right, so I'm done with priming both pieces of the lips. They each got 4 coats of primer. After 2 coats, I did a light sand with 600 grit. And then I sprayed them again with 2 coats of primer. I still have a little bit of primer left, but I don't want to start one and not be able to do the other one. Can this focus? This focus? All right. So yeah, I'm gonna wipe it down with a paper towel and see if I can start spraying some base coat. What's going on, guys? It's about like the 3rd or 4th day of the process of painting these lips. The primer's been cured, been sitting for about 24 hours, so I'm gonna wipe these down really quick with a dry paper towel and try and lay down some base coat. I got about 2 hours till sundown, so I'm gonna try and get something done today. So this is what it looks like after 3 coats of the color. It looks a little weird. It looks like it's having like some type of orange peel effect. But it's gonna need more coats. I'm just gonna let this one dry a little bit longer, and then I'm gonna try and do about 5 coats on each. I haven't started the other one yet. Just showing you guys just 3 coats on this one. I'm gonna switch them over, let this one dry fully, and then switch over again. So this is what it looks like after the 3rd coat. I'm gonna let this one dry, switch over the lips, give the other lip about another 1 or 2. Maybe give them both 5 coats in total, and then start with some clear, hopefully. So I was doing the final coat on this, and the nozzle on the can started messing up, and look what it did, bro. I don't even know how to get rid of this. Got me tight. Maybe like a wet sand or like 1500 grit or something. I have no idea. What's good, guys? It's been a minute since I last touched these things. The last clip. In the last clip I showed y'all, there was like a few imperfections on this thing. Don't mind the hair and shit. I gotta clean up for my dog. But this one got it pretty bad. So I'm gonna wet sand it with some 600 grit right here. Some water. I got a new can base coat because I ran out. It's under all this shit. But yeah, I'm just gonna wet sand these real quick and then lay down some base coat again. Let me show you. New can right here, baby. R530P base coat. So let's get it. So I finished wet sanding both of them. I got most of the imperfections out. You can still see like some weird spots, but they feel smooth, so I'm guessing that they should be fine. This one looks good. I probably should have done it with some finer grit sandpaper, but I think 600 would be fine. I don't know. I have no experience in this shit, so I'm just trying it out. Feel me? So I just did 3 coats of color on this. I don't know if you can see it. It got like a little bit of a flake in it. It should look nice. Hold on. Can it focus? Got some flake. But yeah, it's the 3rd coat. It looked pretty good. Way better than it did last time. So I'm gonna let it dry. Start the other lip, or apron, whatever you want to call these. So I'm gonna start the other side. Let both of them dry for about an hour in the sun, and then hit them with some clear coat. So once I get 3 coats on the other one, I'll do a little update clip just like this one. I just finished the 3rd coat on the 2nd lip. I don't know if you can see this junk. I can't see on my phone because it's bright out, but it looks pretty decent. I don't know if the camera's focusing or not, but I'm gonna let this dry up, then I'm gonna do a clear coat on both of them. So do a little update for y'all when I get to that point. So after a few hours and 4 coats of clear later, here's what they look like. So each side has 4 coats of clear. They're currently drying right now. Like, you can see it looks a little blurry and stuff, but it's because it's drying. There's no sun to help them dry faster. So before I actually put it on the car, I'm gonna wait like a day or 2 and let them cure. I have to get some double-sided tape as well to put on the inside so it can stick to the car, but this is what they look like, yeah. But yeah, guys, this is how I did it. I showed you guys pretty much every step and what I went through. Mind you, I have no body shop paint experience, none of this is like beginner's project, so yeah, don't judge in the comments, or you guys can, it's whatever. Yeah, I appreciate you guys for watching. Make sure you guys drop a like. If you are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. I appreciate you guys, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.